campsite last night was in these bushes here. Nice wide open space. But coming through that gap in the vegetation over there, we got rattled at by a rattlesnake. So we know they're in here. We didn't have any other encounters with them, at least not so far. We haven't left yet, but I don't expect to here early in the morning. It's kind of chilly. But it was a nice campsite and just up from the creek. So we're ready to hit the trail. This morning we've continued to follow Deep Creek. Look at that deep pool down there in the creek. Probably some good fishing in there. We're leaving the hot springs area. Found a very nice pool to sit in. There was a guy in there who's kind of a section hiker, but he's done the whole PCT before and knew a lot of information about what's coming up. And it's just very relaxing, but time's a-wasting. We got to get back on the trail. So we're all suited up and headed off. The guy who was in the spring with us said that this canyon was used by the Manson family for a while as a little hideout. And they said it's called Family Canyon for Manson family. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what he said. We're seeing the bridge down there. I guess we're going to get down there to that. Across Deep Creek. We're down to the bridge now. Didn't take all that long to come down. One more shot of the bridge. We had a nice breakfast break here. About to hit the trail again. Here's our first view of this dam. I think it's called the Mojave something Dam. I'm not sure exactly what it's damming, because if it's not damming Deep Creek, or we'd be walking next to a lake here, so I'm not sure what it's holding back. Maybe we'll see as we get closer.
Scare you, I just want some footage. There you go. Yeah, I'm not gonna hurt you.
We've got a crossing here of Deep Creek. We're told that if we go to that sand island and then straight over, it'll be more shallow than if we try to go straight for the trail over there. So that's what we're going to do. Here's Deep Creek. It looks like it's flowing into this structure. And I don't know, is the whole dam inside that thing? Weird. We came yesterday to the Joshua Inn because we wanted to get some things ironed out for the coming days, and they had Wi-Fi and we wanted lunch, and we had no intention of staying the night here, but we actually ended up spending the night here. They have camping for $5 per person, so we camped in their campground. Our tent is already up. This is what it looked like. So it was nice, it was level, it was flat, it was fenced in, so we didn't have to worry about varmints stealing our dinner or food bags or anything. So yeah, now we're waiting to be taken back out to the trailhead.
Morning, day 27.
coming up to something. I think it's another dam. And so far we just have this broken up asphalt road. We'll see what else is up there. So there's all these big pipe-like things, big piles of gravel. Not a soul around. Huh? Sure, I guess. This is Silverwood Lake, I think. Our first glimpse of it. We've been walking along kind of next to it, if you will, but with hills between us, so we couldn't see it.
I'm happy. Hiking along this lake makes me very happy. This is our lunch spot today. We decided to stop here, then go over to that picnic area because that's actually a drop down from the trail. And Brian saw this beach and it lured us here. Nice lunch spot. Oh, there's a major road up there.
So there's the boat ramp. We have found it. It was missing and we have found it.
Going over a bridge.
So we're really by ourselves tonight. We've got this site here, which isn't even on far out as a campsite. It was noted in a comment. And there's actually two here. We don't know if anybody will join us tonight or not. It'd be kind of comforting if someone would. But back a mile or two was a campground. Well, not a campground, but kind of a picnic area where apparently they've had a bear visiting them. And we hope we're far enough away from that the bear won't come up here. But we'll try to make sure we get everything into our ursacks tonight just in case. A new day begins. We're on the trail. That's Lake Silverwood Lake over in the distance. We went around yesterday. The sun is just beginning to touch the tops of those trees.
Beautiful Lake Silverwood. It goes around the corner though, so you can't see it all. It's a pretty long lake. We see a lot of that. I think it's coyote scat. A lot of that. And a lot of it on the trail. So I don't think they like their bums brushed by the brush. So they go to the trail where it's nice and open. Because there's a lot of coyote scat on the trail.
We're zeroing in on Cajon Pass, which is where the famous McDonald's is. Normally I wouldn't walk 3 miles to go to McDonald's, but I'll probably make an exception today. This is a dramatic descent from where we've been. Kind of walking along this ridge here.
We're heading for McDonald's, I think. Not that we love McDonald's, but this McDonald's stop is kind of another icon of the PCT hike. So that would be the reason I would want to stop, but also because they have ice water and maybe ice cream. But the ice water is what really calls me.
Here we are approaching the sign to McDonald's. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we're at the McDonald's. It's all automated and everything. You order from the screen and they just bring it out when it's ready. So we just left the McDonald's. Linda, what was your thought on the McDonald's?
It wasn't worth it.
It wasn't worth what? The time?
Walking almost a mile to get there and back from the trail, and the time. My vote was to keep going and get on up the trail. Brian's vote was to stop.
My vote was McDonald's. Well, it did chisel away at that 56 miles that we owe.
They messed up our order. Did not hit the spot.
Several times, actually, they messed up the order.
I did have a Coke icy type thing, and that was good and cold, and I was wanting something cold, so that was pretty good. And the ice water was good. Everything else, McDonald's does not have good fries.
Well, we had what was it, a chicken crunch, bacon, Cajun, something or other, and at first they brought us the wrong sandwiches. It didn't have any bacon, and so I had to go get that fixed, and they didn't give us any sauces. I had to go get that fixed. They didn't give me enough cups for water, so I had to go get that fixed. So there were about 3 or 4 things I had to go back and get fixed.
Yes, it took longer than it should have, so it took even more.
Yeah, but I don't know. I enjoyed it.
It wasn't worth it.
The path they have us going to get past I-15 and under this railroad bridge is kind of creepy. We went under an underpass that was all dark, full of graffiti on the walls, stream running down the middle of it. We came out of that. We had to go up a bank, and then we had to cross a stream of water and walk alongside the railroad thing here. And now I think we're going to go underneath it. But it's, yeah, in fact, there's the PCT sign, but it almost feels like we're hiking around in urban Los Angeles in the underpasses or something. Swarthout mentioned this tunnel, and we already passed under a railroad bridge, so I figured, oh, I guess it was just that underpass. But no, here we've got an actual tunnel under another railroad track. Ole, 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 ole. Fortunately, it's not too long. No problem seeing. Some people have talked about how the water down the middle can be a problem, but there's just a damp spot for us here. Oh, there he is. I don't know what kind of snake that is.
Scared me.
Linda screamed, cried out, and backed up. I said, what? And we saw this snake. He looked kind of threatening, but we didn't hear a rattle, so we're not sure what kind of snake that was.
He wasn't coiled, he wasn't rattled.
Crossing the railroad tracks. Hard to climb those without using my pole, even though it's just a little embankment. So that train is running on the railroad track we just crossed. Yeah, lots of transportation going on around here. So we have the same train in 2 different views here. It's a long train. The ending is finally coming down here, but there's the other half of it over there. Well, so we just have been laboring uphill, and we came out onto this ridge, and off to this side we've got a deep chasm, and over here we have a different deep chasm. So it's very dramatic. There's I-15. There's a train going along, yet another train. Just to show you how far away we are, I'll zoom out to 1. So we've come all that way, winding around through the hills. We're in the Swarthout Canyon. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. There's a water cache here, and then there's also a lot of folks camping here, but we've discovered this little spot, and we're going to make this one work for us tonight. Here's our site with the tent up. Nothing in the tent yet. We're letting it dry out. It got a little damp last night next to that creek. Get a lot of condensation when you camp next to water. We went 17.1 miles today on the trail. If you add the 0.8 for the walking to McDonald's and back, that means we went 17.9 miles today, which is the most we've done so far on this trip. We have a water cache here, so it's very nice. There's even a hand washing station down there with a spigot on it so that you can wash your hands, and hand sanitizer.
Would they mind if I filled my little bottle?
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, but there's a lot of water here. I don't see anything about a limit on how much we can take, but from a moral standpoint, we don't want to take more than our share.
What we need.